6. Motherhood Unscripted. Scalding agony seared my stomach, as if doused with boiling water. Through clenched teeth and anesthesia haze, I croaked, "Is she normal?" Henny's jubilant reply wafted back, "Yes, and she's beautiful." In 1997, as the world mourned Princess Diana's tragic passing, my heart swelled with joy. On 18 June, shortly after midnight, I cradled my own precious princess, Esther Marie, born via an emergency caesarean. Dwarfism carries a 50% genetic transmission risk to each pregnancy. Though numerous scans confirmed that Esther Marie thrived, her tiny frame mirroring her half-brother's robust health, our vigilant obstetrician remained cautious. He had predicted a quote-unquote prime baby and vowed to minimize risks. His premonition proved true. The umbilical cord was wrapped twice around her neck. Natural delivery would have jeopardized her life. The instant I laid eyes on Esther Marie, tears of relief merged with awe. This fragile, perfect being captured my heart. Her dark brown hair, tiny features, and unmistakable cry stole my breath. For the second time in my life, I fell deeply in love. Nurses noted my unwavering dedication. Mother prefers to keep baby with her. I gently insisted Esther Marie stay with me, skin to skin and breastfed. Watching Esther Marie capture Henny's heart with her tiny hands melted my own. Her miniature features mirrored his, and his love for her knew no bounds. Silently, I prayed her love would free him from his pain. But his life revealed a haunting reality, wounds that wouldn't mend. At 33 weeks pregnant with Gurik, I contracted chickenpox, followed by mumps and mastitis when he was just months old. Breastfeeding through excruciating pain, I persevered. With Esther Marie, we both developed thrush at 2 weeks. Agonizing feeding sessions felt like needles piercing my nipples. Tears streamed down my face, shoulder tension threatened cramps. Yet I remained resolute. 9 months later, severe vaginitis developed. My doctor urged stopping breastfeeding for stronger antibiotics, but I declined. Recovery was painful and uncomfortable, yet unwavering determination fueled my nurturing. I breastfed Esther Marie until she turned 2. I was trapped in an emotional whirlwind, homeschooling Gurik 7, Johan 8, and Peter 17. 3 distinct souls, each needing nurture, my own starving. Overwhelmed by Henny's relentless emotional demands, I desperately craved relief. The lingering echoes of my encounter with Dolores refused to fade. A gnawing sense persisted that there was more to uncover, more to unravel within myself and my life. The whispers within hinted at answers hidden deep. A hunger stirred, fueling my quest for spiritual truth. It was in this inner sanctuary that I felt most alive, most free. As I searched within, I realized I knew nothing about my birth mother. The void felt suffocating. Emptiness, anger, rejection, and so many unanswered questions. I yearned for facts, for answers. Taking a deep breath, I wrote to the adoption agency, my heart racing with dread and elation.